welcome to the track guide for round 2 of the F3A Season 11 American Tour. Brought to you by RaceKraft Simulations and powered by FRG, the Formula Racing Group. This round we travel to the far north of the United States to the 6.5 kilometre Road America circuit, situated about 200 kilometres north of Chicago. We are using the medium downforce package for this round, which should provide excellent handling through the corners and superb drafting on the straights. Let's jump on board for a hot lap. It's a long run to corner number 1 and there should be great passing opportunities here. Brake just before the last cone, get down into 5th and get that car turning super early. You can take up a lot of the inside here and then get back onto full power around mid-corner. There are not many markers here into the next right-hander, so get used to using the apex to gauge the right distance. I find leaving the car in 4th gear here is actually faster as you have the confidence to get on the throttle earlier onto that long straight. Coming up corner number 5, brake halfway between the 2 and the 1 marker and get that car very wide for the left-hander. It's important to keep the car on track as dipping a wheel on the inside will unsettle the car and you could possibly loop it very easily. Be gentle with the steering input for this one. Easily flat out here. Be careful with the braking on this downhill 90-degree left-hander as the car and wheel get out of shape. Now into the carousel, it's a long sweeping 180-degree corner. Don't be afraid to take this flat out once the tyres are warmed up. Easily flat out here. You might want to turn in a little earlier than you think just to take the optimum line. Braking around the number 2 marker for this corner. Try and stay on the tarmac here. The dirt on the inside can cause problems and I actually find it a little slower. Take a wide line out and then flat out into this left-hander. I brake just after the 2 marker here and not too heavy on the brakes. Try and set yourself up for an early application of the throttle as this will be crucial for the long run to the finish. It's a long run to the finish here and I would dare say the race could be won or lost in the last few hundred metres. And that wraps up this track guide for round number 2. FRG would like to thank our sponsors, RaceKraft Simulations, Virtual Racing School and Lovely Stickers for making the F3A Season 11 possible. Don't forget to watch the races every week on Race Stars TV and I'll see you on track. Happy racing everyone.
Welcome aboard, folks, to another F3A night. Thanks to FRG, or powered by FRG, we are tonight live at Road America. We're about to get underway for the silver session tonight. And I'm joined in the commentary box tonight by David Roberts. Great to have you here, David. And you've been in the stewards room adjudicating on these races for many a season now. But tonight, something a little bit different. You're going to come and join me and have a chat.
Yeah, we thought we'd come and keep you company tonight, Luke. It's a big job you do all by yourself, so there's enough of the guys in race control, hopefully, to handle it. So have a bit of fun instead.
We'll see how they go. Luke Fitz put the top qualifying time in at the moment. We'll hopefully get some times rattling away shortly for you. But here's the race info for tonight at this Road America circuit. 37% chance of rain tonight. Well, we know in the iRacing world there's 0% chance, but it is coming soon. 31 degrees is the track temperature tonight at a 26 degrees ambient temp. A bit of wind out there as well. I'm not sure if the wind really affects these F3 cars in the sim. I'm sure in the real world it blows them around a bit, but see how we go in the sim tonight. But we've got 1 minute to go. What's your gist on this racetrack, David? What's the I guess the calling cards? What's the tricky parts of this racetrack?
Well, it takes a couple of laps to get the temperature into the tyres. Until then, it's a bit loose in the back end, so we could see the first couple of laps a few people having a bit of a moment. But once the tyres are nice and hot, it's a really good racetrack to actually race on. You can get good tow, get up behind people. You can't pass here. It's a really good circuit. Lots of fun to drive.
Yeah, we saw the last week the racing, and especially the Gold Series, was phenomenal. We know that the The guys over at RaceKraft are standing by, just getting ready. They're having a bit of a barbecue tonight. This is some live shots from down at RaceKraft where they're all setting up in the sims, and mate, what a great place this looks like. It's so cool. One of our title sponsors, of course. What a place to be.
Yeah, I was saying to Roo today, I tempted to jump on a plane and go over and join them. It looks so much fun.
It does look very, very cool. So good luck to all our RaceKraft boys. We'll talk to them later on. We'll dive straight into their room and have a chat. Probably mid-race, even during safety cars, but we've hit the checker flag now, end of qualifying, and it is Luke Fitt who puts the top time in 1:58.45, and P2 is Jason Madden, and Joey Capone goes P3 tonight, separated by 0.5 of a second. The top three pretty close. Across the top 10, just 0.9 of a second covering the top 10. So this is leading towards what will be a good race tonight. We've got a full field again, Dave. 40 competitors in both the silver and the gold tonight.
Yeah, I think we're looking like a full field for both, which is absolutely awesome. Second weekend, first weekend, and what a great track to have 40 cars fighting it out on.
It's a bit of a longer track too. Obviously, we've been, kicking it off at Kansas Speedway, but tonight we're back on a more traditional racing circuit, which is Road America, which we'll be testing though, because it is a long circuit, a long place to remember all the little nuances and trying to get every sequence of corners, I guess, flowing and nicely, because you do want to carry speed in these cars. Washing off speed is your biggest sin.
Yeah, carrying speed's a big thing. One of the big issues we've talked about here is that from the start line to first corner is quite a long way. So you arrive at the first corner at quite high speed. So hopefully we get a good clean turn one. Turn two is pretty hard to spot a braking marker into turn two. So it has a little bit of an issue. If we can get through there, turn three is another one, because you have really high speed into a low corner. So you've got 3 corners that could cause issues off the start. So hopefully the boys have all got their brains in today, and we're going to come out of it okay.
Sounds good, mate. We should be due to go down to the grid shortly. We've just got our last driver, Kalen Arthur, on your screen, crossing the line. I think once he crosses, that'll trigger iRacing to say all the cars have finished their flying lap, and he goes P6 with that too. He left it to the last minute, goes within 0.6 of a second, so not bad at all from young Kalen and tanked SRT. So Luke Fitt, who is on pole position, doesn't have a team name next to his name. The privateer tonight, we'll call him, has edged out the Pace Syndicate Zulu driver Jason Madden for that front row. So we'll crank up some music. Let's get set to go down to the grid for race 1 tonight. Silver. Don't forget, there is some cool competitions tonight. The code word for tonight's round is Michigan. So there's a link in the description on Facebook and YouTube. Click on that. You can win yourself a VRS package at the end of this series, which is fantastic. They've been such good supporters of F3A, and we're up to season 11 here for the US tour. But how cool is that package, Dave? And those sort of, those VRS packages can really help you just improve those little skills and find some speed on the racetrack.
Yeah, great package, and great for anyone who's coming into it. We've also got another prize with VRS. That's a one-on-one training session with Julian Dunn.
Wow.
Julian won season 8.
Yes.
And he's one of the really top sim racers in Australia. But to have a one-on-one full session with him, now how you win that, you'll have to wait and find out. But it will be one of the drivers, and it will be awarded to somebody who really deserves it, and we'll get a benefit from it.
That's awesome. Right, let's go to the grid now. Luke Fitt lines up alongside Jason Madden at the top of the order, with Capone and Fugie on the second row. Griffiths and Arthur there, with Elder and Monday your top 8. Starting tonight out of 9th is McLaughlin and Cairns. Damien Cairns has put himself in P10 tonight. He's got one of our race cams on board. Atkinson and Taylor will round out the top 12. Back in 13th is Schmellenberg, with Baldwin alongside him. Gallo and Hayes. Then at Schmellenberg, that's Nick 17th. Chris Barnes will start from 18th, with Green Tree and Walls rounding out your top 20. Brendan Jenner tonight 21st, down there with Brenton Hawkins. And then it's Nins and Hudson your top 24. 25th on the grid, Johnson and Little. Then it's Barnes and Carroll. Ben Johansson starts from 29th tonight for RaceKraft, with Jared Steen tanked SRT alongside him. It's Jamie Taylor and Justin Quinn. Johnny Lee back in the car tonight from RaceKraft, of course, an absolute legend. 33rd on the grid with Lucas Burt. And then it's Luke Plymouthberg and Andrew Larklin down there in 36th place on the grid. Full field, as I said earlier. 37th will be Sheriffs, with Capel way down there in race control. Fabian and Gardner at the back of the field as well. So it's a big field of cars out there. You're having a look down over the grid now, and that run down to the first corner will be a little bit nervous, I think, for some of these guys.
Yeah, I can hear Roo giving them a briefing now on turn 1 and behave themselves and try and give a bit of room. So let's hope that all comes off.
Let's have a little listen into that. We'll hear you right now.
35-minute race.
This is Roo Koistra Race Control.
Corner number 5. That's a left-handed downhill. It's very, very easy to overshoot your brake marker on that corner. So be careful on that one, because we'd love to see everyone finish the race, and that would be awesome. So knowing that, go out, race hard, be awesome, have a great race.
That's a nice words there from our race director, Roo Koistra, the maestro of the series. And yeah, he's basically just pointed out the pinch points on this opening lap, said they'd love everyone to finish the race. And we do have Ty Ratcliffe and Lachlan over there in race control watching on for any incidents. And as I said at the start of the broadcast, mate, you've been there a million times now for this series. It's a busy job in race control, and they do a great job.
Lap 1 can be extremely busy, and it can. The trouble is, if you have enough incidents on lap 1, it's probably lap 4 or 5 before you've caught up, and by then you've got more.
Yep.
And it just keeps compounding. So yeah, some of the stuff just push it aside. We'll deal with it later, but the main ones they'll deal with straight away. They're pretty know what they're doing now.
Yeah, 2 minutes 45 into staging now. We're waiting for a start. We'll get the noise up so you can hear these F3 cars rev into life shortly. The last driver's just come onto the grid now. It was Chris Barnes for Tanked SRT in 18th place, late to load in, and looking good. Welcome race fans, says the banner under our little man up in the box, but we're getting set now for a start. Gridding has happened. The revs rise here from Road America. Round number 2 of the F3A US Tour. And let's see if they get away cleanly. There's the green light. Bit of wheel spin from P2. He's gone backwards as Jace Madden. He did not get away at all. In fact, there's a huge crash.
Right at the front.
Yeah, huge crash. And we've got a car spun around, and this could be a concertina. And,
It'll be a safety car for sure.
Definitely safe. Oh, boy, there's another car still piling into this at the back. So that's... I don't think we've seen a start like that at all.
The problem was second row was a bit slow off, and someone in the third or fourth row came charging through, and unfortunately the hole closed on them.
Yeah.
Really, yeah, it happens. We see it happen in the real world. So.
Yeah, let's have a quick look at the replay now. I think Andrew Lachlan might have been the first point of impact. We'll go to that replay now and let's have a quick look.
It looked like a tanked SRT livery that was going up through the field there with it. Got a great start.
Yeah, so there's Lachlan. Now, the car at the front bogs down. We'll try and get you a shot. We're just going to stay with this shot down towards the back. And, oh, yeah, so I wonder if he didn't get away. We're trying to get a better angle at this.
Roo, I'm going to need a tow, please. Car 33.
That's a completely separate incident, isn't it?
That's right at the back of the field. So he's checked up. And
yeah, if you go on board with him, I think the guy in front failed to get away.
True, so I'm just going to roll that back again. So yeah, he's stalled and just nowhere to go. And he's actually selected reverse that car, can you believe? The number 50's gone backwards into him.
Yeah, I think he's on a hill, so when he's hit, he's bounced off and started rolling back down the hill.
Yeah, so that's a big one. We'll go back and have a look. A couple of other angles. So this is Nathan Gardner. So he's right at the back, so we're on board with him. He gets a little bit of speed up and he's straight into the back of them. We'll try and find what actually happened at the start with Madden, who was the car to get it away slowly.
Fourth row or something it is.
Here's Madden off the start. Now he's just gone nowhere. So he's lit it up and then we slow it down.
Car coming through, see it?
Yeah, tanked SRT over the top of everyone. So let's just roll that back.
Car number 32. Which is Michael Fabian. So you got a cracker start.
Yeah, so you can see the tanked SRT car, the 32, going straight up the middle. But who makes the point of impact here? We'll just go in with a close-up from above. He just clips the 34, does he? Yeah, the front wheel.
The car, what's that, 22, been a bit slow away, and car 34's tried to pull around him and had a car beside him. So, accident we have.
Carnage. Yeah, so not how we want to see a race start off, but yeah, it was...
We were worried about turn 1, we didn't even get there.
Not even get there. The guys at the front got away though, the top 10 or so I think pretty clear. Once obviously Madden and a few others were out of the way, but the track was blocked from there on in. Let's go back to live and we'll be under full course caution early in this race. There we go. Waiting for the safety car to come out. Have we got the actual Aston Martin out with Lockie Capel tonight? We do. So the beautiful looking FRG safety car out there. Did you paint this one, mate? It looks fantastic.
Yeah, I did.
That's a good looking car.
Now, a few guys have jumped into the pits there. Quite a few guys. Now, whether they can make it from there to the finish, there's be a fair effort on the end of lap 1 to make it to the finish around here.
35 minutes for this silver race, comparing to the 50-minute gold race, of course. So yeah, it'll be a test from lap 1. They'll have to do some fuel saving. It depends how long this safety car lasts as well, whether or not we're under this caution period for a lap or 2. He's going quite slow, the safety car. Is there any regulations on how fast that safety car will travel?
There's 2 set speeds. I can't remember what they are for tonight, but there's 2 set speeds. So there's a slow speed and a higher speed. Now all the guys coming back out of the pits here, they've gone in for they get one complete repair, so that no matter how badly damaged the car is, it can be repaired. And if there's a safety car and they're queued up, they'll get a drive-by, so a wave-by, and be back on the lead lap. So even though they've been in the pits, after 35 minutes, they've got a chance of getting back into a scoring position in the top 10, probably somewhere.
Here we go, on board with Madden watching the start. So you got lots of wheel spin. There comes the tanked SRT car, and yeah, there's a lot going on there. We might have another look at. He looked like he went to the right, didn't he? So we'll get the onboard here. Does he start to move across? Oh, he actually lost it. So he actually lost it with wheel spin, yeah.
And then lost the car. Yep.
Yep. And from then on, he was.
Because Michael Fabian got a fabulous start.
He did, yeah.
Absolute cracker start. And of course was there beside when all that happened, and just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So yeah, Madden.
You can have too good a start, can't you?
Madden went across and took him out, unfortunately. So.
Safety car speeding up to 140.
Safety car speeding to 140 now, so it'll get the field up to a little bit more speed, and we will be coming in this lap, says Rue Koister, so we'll get straight back underway. We've lost 5 minutes as we're on lap 2 of this race, with Luke Fitt leading over Joe Capone and Robbie Griffiths P3. The biggest gainer in that opening part of the race was Hayden Carroll, who's got up 19 positions into 9th place, so decent start for Carroll tonight. The only race cam we've got in this opening session is with our man over there, and Damien Cairns. Just trying to see where he's ended up at this stage. He's got himself up into P5, so that's pretty decent for Cairns. He'll be happy with that as we see the onboard with him. P5 holding onto the back of John Munday. Behind him, he's going to have Timothy Schmallenberg for JWME Motorsports behind, and we're about to go back to green, so let's take you back to full screen and wait for our lead car 151, which is Luke Fitt. He can now go when he is ready to go. We heard the beeping of the pit lane entry siren. Now we get the green light. We're back underway racing, so good luck this time. Let's see if we can get more than the straightaway in for this start to the race. So decent start, getting away Fitt well there. There's a couple of cars moving in the background, too wide, Schmallenberg and Johansson. Got a car out of shape in there going around. Taylor goes around, so there's more carnage on the opening corner of lap 3 now. And Jamie Taylor, and I think, was it Kim Walls, the other one? Yeah, it was. So Kim Walls also in trouble there with broken parts on the car.
62, lap 3.
The front lot are doing a good job. They're pretty tight together, a couple of breasts.
Cairns almost turns the car around there. Cairns had a big swapper and he got control of it. Schmallenberg's all over him though. Now we're riding on board with Cairns, and he's got Schmallenberg on the inside. He's still struggling with tyre temp. You can see how cautious he is on the turn in. These cars are not forgiving at all when they've got cold tyres.
Yeah, Brendan Jenner's sitting right there waiting to pick up the pieces if anything happens, putting a bit of pressure on there as well.
Yeah, Jenner's right there, Atkinson as well, and Hayden Carroll, like I said, 19 spots up into the top 9 now, with Chris Barnes rounding out your top 10. Top 10 at this stage, with field spread covered by 5.2 seconds on lap 3.
Car going slowly down the back.
This car being lapped there. It's trying to limp its way back to the pits by the looks of things. It was John Baldwin, I think. And let's go back to the front though, as Jenner has got past Cairns. But Luke Fitt, 1 second out in front. He's looking pretty in control at this early stage of this race, with just on 27 minutes to go.
Yeah, and he looks nice and in control. The car's not getting sideways. He looks like he's just cruising his way away from the pack, which is really nice to see. Joe Capone's putting in everything, and Robert Griffith's right on his tail. So we'll see if they can haul him back in. Maybe they can work together.
Yeah, Brad Johnson now getting alongside Jared Steen, and that should be overtake done by the end of this straight away. And down the inside he goes, moves himself up into 10th. Steen hangs around the outside though. He wants to hang in there.
He's not giving up yet, is he? But I think he's got it done on that inside line.
Yeah, Steeny really doing a good job to hang on, and he's sideways off the corner as well, and Steen got it in the end.
Nice driving.
Yeah, so sorry, it's Chris Barnes, in fact, for Tank SRT has hung on there. Jared Steen a few positions behind in the other tank car. Schmallenberg also in there doing a nice job, but they're wheel to wheel again down the hill this time. The Sandgroper Sim Racing car. Johnson, does he get the job done? This is what I love about Silver. There is no love lost. They will still be at it. And on the inside, Johnson surely. No, he's still going to be there. Barnes, he hangs on the outside, and now he'll have the inside run in. Good racing.
Awesome racing. And I see Brendan Jenner's just picked off Damien Cairns for P6 as well there. So he's moving up through the field.
Yeah, so Jenner up 15 spots now up into the top 6. He's had a mega start as well. He's got about a 7/10 of a second gap to the man in front, Timothy Schmallenberg. If he can catch up to him, that puts him in the top 5. And himself, Carroll, and also Jared Steen back in 13th, up 17 spots. All of those 3 drivers, incredible gains from the get-go here.
Yeah, Jared Steen was pretty quick in qualifying, if I remember right, too.
Yeah. Yep, so Steeny qualified 30th, I think, on the grid, already up into 13th. A couple of quick shout-outs there. Jason DeTubes. G'day, mate. Oh, hey, as well. Thumbs Brummel is over there, and a few others. We've even got some people over on Twitch tonight tuning in, so hello, g'day. Say g'day, and we'll give you some shout-outs. And over on Facebook as well, Christopher Mitchell says, the best track in America, let's go. Shout out to the RaceKraft team. So thanks, Chris. Keith Logan as well, Graham Ellis in the house, Maddie Wins, and a few others. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight. This is good. We got Dave Roberts in with me tonight in the booth, and we got a 10-second penalty there for Jamie Taylor moving under brakes on lap 3. Pretty strict on that one, Dave.
143. You receive
Yeah, it's as soon as you do that, you're causing an accident. So they're pretty hot on that.
Do you know much about the pit strategy tonight? There will be one stop for these drivers.
There's a little bit of flexibility in it, but it really depends about, safety car laps. Because if the safety car comes out and you're going slowly and you can clutch and you can save fuel, you can get an extra lap out of the car. Easily get an extra lap out of the car. And one lap is a long way around here. So it's not so much about a pit strategy. It's more about reading what's going on with the race and taking advantage when certain things happen. And if you can hang on, pick up a safety car refuel, or even hang on later and get a safety car refuel and get track position, can make all the difference. So and just so you know, like when Rue and the team at Race Control call a safety car, it's not willy-nilly. They actually look at it and let's say, if in the real world that car was stopped in the middle of the road, it would be a safety car. If it's off against a fence, it would probably be a local yellow. So they actually use that as a basis on how to call that safety car as well.
Yeah, right, we just got another car off there. Jared Steen it was, so a lot of good work undone. He was off in the wall. Let's see if we can go a quick replay of that, because there was about 3 or 4 cars involved. So here it is, so Steen and I think Johansson was the other one. Did they both get together here? Let's have a look. So downhill braking zone into the left-hander. He might just lose the back end, and he does. Back end goes around that pendulum effect.
It's a tricky corner. That's one of the trickiest corners on the circuit, that one.
And then a couple of others crashed out in sympathy, I think, so.
Bit of monkey see, monkey do.
Right, we've got to pass up near the top. Jenner and Schmallenberg. Yeah. Jenner now up into 5th.
Jenner's up into 5th. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, Cairns having a good look as well. We jump back on board with him. He's watching what's going on in front. Jenner ahead now with Schmallenberg. And now he's got Monday next up the road. A little bit of a gap between that John Monday in 5th place, but the way Jenner's going, his last lap was a 1:59.5. That was about 4/10 quicker than the driver in front, so he's progressing beautifully. Welcome Sher as well tonight. It says Jenner is on track for a podium. I reckon might be the way he's going. He's got a gap of 6 seconds to try and catch to the race leader at this stage. And Jason says, congrats to FRG for 2 full grids. Yeah, big field of cars tonight. It is a well-run league, this one, and everyone wanting to get involved and race these fantastic cars. They are not easy, but the quality of racing is always right there. Wait till you see 40 drivers get out there in the gold later on tonight for a 50-minute race. It's going to be epic, and Luke Fit at the moment is under control. Look at that, a 2-second gap now. He's absolutely flying. Just Me says, let's see Kim Walls. So unfortunately, Kim Walls was involved in a niggle or two earlier on. Kim now back in 26th place. Car looks all right though, so was the damage repaired? I think it was. Lap 1 incident, got the car repaired straight after that.
Stand by 265.
So we've got cars off the track. We've got a car stricken there. That's Jeremy Greentree. He's where is he stuck at? That's maybe going to be another safety car. We'll wait and see. Yeah, he's got the front wishbone snapped on that car.
You can tow from there, mate.
He's been given permission to tow. We've got another car off the track. That's Nathan Gardner. So they're slipping and sliding out there, still struggling to keep it pointing in the right direction. And this is just coming up towards the pit lane. Nathan Gardner, he's going to keep rolling along, but the 37 car dropping heaps of positions after what was a really good start for him. So that's a bit unfortunate. So like I said, we've got the RaceKraft fellas tonight over there in RaceKraft land, getting themselves set, and we saw earlier just a couple of shots of them getting set for a big night of racing. I think it was something like 15 drivers they're fielding in their team for RaceKraft, so it is a big field across the 2 splits, and they put on a good performance last week. Benny Roberts was one that was probably robbed a little bit last week of a podium in the gold, with that safety car just playing the wrong tune for him, and just he lost out big time with that. Another spinner, that was Pat Gallows, just gone around. So I wonder if they're just not bringing their tyres right up to temp. Bruce Barnes as well, under some pressure now from Michael Fabian. Let's jump on board with Barnesy looking back. So just behind him as he bottoms out around the big right-hander. You can see Fabian's been taking some quite big chunks out of the margin between 16th and 17th. It was nearly 7/10 on the previous lap, and I reckon he's eyeing him off to pick himself up into the top 16 now. Here he goes. Pulls across to the right-hand side. Oh, and he's lost it under braking. Slightly did Barnes, but he got it under control again, but did lose the position. Drops back to 17th place.
I was just noticing the track temperature's fairly high, so I think that might be contributing to some of this slip sliding around.
Track temp right now is 30 degrees. Cloudy out there. You're seeing there's parts of the track where it's like this, overcast, and then other parts where the sun is definitely shining. Luke Fit, the 151, having no issues at all. Dominating now, 2.5 seconds. Just keeps ticking off these laps around a 159.1 again on the previous lap.
He seems to have just a couple of tenths on everybody else behind him every lap. So he's just able to, they're not being able to put him under pressure, and he's bought his way into driving the race however he wants to drive it.
It's quite spread out. This is the battle for 7th place, Schmallenberg and Atkinson. Atkinson's actually got his dial-up modem tonight for his sim racing. He's been disappearing a fair bit, but Schmallenberg will be aware of that. He'll be watching in his mirrors. And Justin Quinn's off as well now. We've got another car in the grass. Quinny comes back on for Mark 1 Esports, drops a few positions there, back to 15th. So yeah, track temps can play into it, but also I wonder if it's just this circuit. It is a longer one. It's hard to remember all the corners, and they're just being caught out with a bit of inexperience. Fit 2.6 now. It's then a gap from Joe Capone back to 3rd place of just over a second. So Joe looking pretty comfortable as well. Let's ride on board with him for a little bit here. Crank the sound up. So Capone still 2.4. He's just taken a little bit out of Luke Fit on this lap. Further back, Hayden Carroll, after that great start, puts it in the wall. So unfortunate for Carroll after what was a great start to the race. Will this be a safety car? That's in a quite fast place down there, the sweeping left-hander. I wonder if they'll call a safety car for this one. Carroll will not get moving, I don't think, out of there.
Car 13 requesting a tow.
Stand by 13.
So we've got Carroll in the wall. This could trigger the final drivers to come into the pits if there is a safety car. I can tell you Luke Fit has just crossed the start-finish line. Schmallenberg. Oh, he's been given permission to tow. I was about to say Schmallenberg. If he had have heard yellow, yellow, yellow there, he would have been straight into the pits and it probably would have been a gift. But he's gone through now to cross to start lap 10 and given permission to tow. They tend to try and from here on in, I think, keep the race flowing.
Yeah, I doubt whether Rue's going to call a safety car on that one.
So it's quite spread out for a... we've got basically big intervals down there as we just watch. This is Hugh McLaughlin down in 26th place, going past Ben Johansson and moving himself up into 26th. We've got a battle back at the front now. Damien Cairns has been a quiet achiever tonight, up 6 spots, carrying our race cam. He's just ahead of Brendan Jenner still, driving beautifully at the moment. So he's eyeing off a podium. If anything happens with Fit Griffiths on Monday in front, he could be up there on the podium tonight. Usually gives us a little bit of a wave when we put him up on the race cam like this. We'll see if he's paying attention to the broadcast tonight or if he's fully fixated on trying to keep Jenner at bay. Where's the shuckers we normally get?
I don't think he's going to give any shuckers tonight.
You never, or he always does. It sometimes takes a little bit longer when he's in this sort of fierce competition, but I reckon he's got us in his ear as well. He's under pressure. This is how much pressure he's under.
Under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, down the inside goes Jenner up into 4th. And, whoop, his camera's frozen, I think, there. So, after all that, maybe we froze him into 5th place. Hayes has had an incident. And John Lee as well has crashed. So, Johnny's crashed out of the race, unfortunately. Into the pits comes Jenner and Schmallenberg. So Fit continues on. They're making their one compulsory pit stop. Hayes gets permission to tow from the gravel trap. And Jenner Cairns is in the pits as well. So Damien came in on the back of Jenner. And let's see if that works. His strategy. The top 4 have yet to stop. Chris Barnes being the 4th of those top 4. Currently 12 seconds back. Under investigation, Johnny Lee and Andrew Hayes. We'll have a quick look at that incident to see what went wrong there, but there was definitely a crash and John was involved in that. Here's the replay. So John looks like he's minding his own business back here. And he lost the back end. Is this going to be an unsafe re-entry? He kept it bagged up. And
He's pulled right in front of them. Yep.
So that'll be a slam dunk penalty, no doubt, for Johnny.
Be a slam dunk drive through.
All right, back to the top. Luke Fit, probably pretty happy. Drive-through penalty there, unsafe re-entry for John Lee. So there you go, you called it, Dave, and that was dished out pretty quickly. But Luke Fit, 3.3, nearly 3.4 seconds in the lead of this race. In control, he'll be just ticking off the laps now. He'll get a quick pit stop shortly. And his closest rival who has stopped is
3-3, you've got a drive-through penalty for
Brand Johnson,
entry causing
who's
incident on lap 9.
10.6 seconds behind. But Brand did stop on that opening lap safety car, so there is a big question mark on whether or not he can get to the end.
Yeah, Luke's not put a foot wrong since the green flag. Absolutely perfect drive. I haven't even seen a wheel in the grass so far.
He's in the pits now for his stop, so I think Griffiths, Monday and Bounds have all followed him in. This is where we'll see Johnson, who stopped on that opening lap safety car, will go through to take the lead of the race. It's going to be a very nervous 10 minutes now. He just trying to see how much fuel he put in. Only 4 seconds worth of fuel at the start, so surely that's not enough to get him to the end.
Yeah, I can't see that. He's going to have to make another stop, I would think.
Schmallenberg comes out second, continues second, ends third. All those top 3 drivers will need to stop, and then Luke Fitt, I presume, will pop out of the pits now ahead of Griffiths, Monday, Barnes, and Jenner, who's just come down, crossing the line now ahead of Capone. Where did just trying to see where Damien Cairns came out there. He actually came out 5 seconds behind Brendan Jenner. Now, considering he went into the pits right on his tail, it's interesting to note where he lost the time there.
Jenner had a really, really quick pit stop, so I don't know how much fuel he put in.
Yeah, it was.
Hopefully it's enough.
Yeah, it was only, well, it was 5.7 seconds stationary, 7 seconds for Damien Cairns, but you look at the likes of Fitt and Griffiths, they only took 5.5 and 5.2, so it seems Damien Cairns actually had a lengthier stop there, which would have cost him track time and track position.
Well, sometimes it's better to be slow and steady and make sure you don't make a mistake than end up taking a 10 or 20 second penalty as a result of it.
Yep.
Rushing it.
So we should quickly talk about the competition tonight. For those that are watching along that want to click on that link, VRS, you can click on it, and tonight's code word is Michigan, Michigan. So go and stick that in tonight. We've got Olivia is the last person that's gone into the competition. Craig is there as well. Rob and Jeremy and Dave, Cooper and Daniel and many others that are joining in that competition. You've got to get your name in there. You can do it every week. There'll be 9 rounds in this series, so there'll be 9 different code words as your race leader comes into the pit. Schmallenberg comes in as well, and Gavin Nins will probably need to follow them in for his fuel as well. He's in as well, yep.
So that should put Luke Fitt back into the lead. Robert Griffiths in second, Monday third, and Brendan Jenner sitting there in fourth. Be interesting to see if they can make any changes with the run of the flag.
Yep. And someone said, you do know this is Wisconsin, right?
Yeah, I didn't make the password, and I was laughing at it, going, "What's it got to do with Michigan?" But anyway.
Well, maybe it has got something to do with, I don't know. Well, Rue would always have a reason. He always has a reason, surely.
It may not make any sense, but it'll be a reason. It's great to see all the effort that all the guys put into their liveries and that as well, Luke. I'm just looking at this, the car of Luke Fitz, and it's beautifully liveried car. Looks like the real thing. So much effort from so many people to not just go racing, but go racing with sense of style. It's great to see.
Yeah, there's lots of high quality little bits and pieces you don't really see when they're flying past, but if you zoom in on these cars, gee, they look good. Robbie Griffiths still in the Fishy Motorsport car, second. He's 2.2 seconds back. Just watching his lap times, the last one around was pretty comparable to the race leader. That was an outlap, so he did a 220.6 versus a 223 outlap for Luke Fitz. So he was actually a little bit slow on the way out of the pits. Schmallenberg, now that's Nick Schmallenberg's off, and is he in the fence? He's just lost a stack of positions facing the wrong way. So
I think he might have kept it off the fence, but he's certainly pointing the wrong way.
yeah, so that's dropped him out of the top 10 too, so that's disappointing after a good race. And we've got to give a couple of shout outs here to this man, Michael Fabian, up 27 spots into the top 12 now. This is always one of my favourite liveries, is the Pace Syndicate livery, and it's just very well done and looks very cool, very schmick.
And he was involved in the start line incident, so great to see him getting fighting his way back to the top 10.
Yeah, Hugh McLaughlin's all bent up and in the
6-2.
wall as well.
He's attempted to turn that into a canoe.
Yep, let's see. Oh, Damien Cairns has just shown up as a crash as well, but he's still out there.
You can tow from there, mate.
I don't think he's got damage, but he's dropped back to P8, so he must have been involved in something, Cairns, and it was a couple of laps ago, still circulating around. But no crash indicator there for McLaughlin, but he went off the track in a big way, so let's have a quick look, see if we can see how hard that impact was. Here it is. We'll roll it backward from there. That's a little bit too late in the piece. See how far back we got to go. There's the dust settling, so here we go. There was another car involved.
Oh, another car involved.
Yeah, so JWM car, a bit of nose to tail contact, and then straight into the fence he goes, so there you go. That tells the story.
I'm sure race control will be looking at that one as we speak.
Well, 30 minutes gone, 5 to go. New fastest lap of 1:58.9 for your race leader. Walking away with it now. He is absolutely just creaming this field.
Do you think? All good.
Sir Robert Griffiths has still got him in sight, but there's not a lot he seems to be able to do about it.
Yeah, not with that sort of lap speed. He's just nearly 2 seconds or a second and a half quicker on the previous lap.
And then we've got a similar gap back to John Monday, and again a similar gap back to Brendan and Chris Barnes. Chris Barnes seems to be hauling in Jenner a little bit there. Yeah, he's lapping about half a second a lap quicker, so he might be able to get to him before the flag.
Oh, Ken's out of shape and out of control. And all that good work undone even more for him now, unfortunately. And he'll have to try and wait for a clear re-entry here, which he gets now, but that drops him back to 14th place. He won't be happy with that at all. And just lost the back end again. We see it so many times in these cars. Oh, there's the hand in the air. He's listening. We're watching. So frustration there. There's the shuckers. They only took half the race, but we got one eventually. So Damien Cairns now drops back to 14th place. Jason Madden behind him. Luke, I think it's Fuji, I think how you say it. Fuge.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that one to you.
Fuge. Tim Fuge. It's like huge, but Fuge.
That sounds good to me.
Huge Fuge. Timmy out there in Timmy F, I can call him, out in 9th place at the moment. Down 5 from where he started, but holding on with Michael Fabian. Wouldn't be surprised if Fabian doesn't clean him up here, because Fabian is on the charge. He was half a second quicker on the previous lap. This time he's honing in on the back, and he'll probably only get one more lap after this one. So he's got to try and make good use of the big long pit straight, get a good slipstream, and probably sneak down the inside. Justin Madden has just gone around as well for Pace Syndicate. Listen to the throttle control through here, just trying to get it to turn and rotate. And the reason for the code word is Lake Michigan. So there you go.
Approval to tow from here on in. You don't have to request approval to tow from here on in.
So of course we are on the banks of Lake Michigan. And for those that bothered to look up the map, you would know that Wisconsin's on one side of the lake and Michigan is on the other side. So there you go. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
Okay, now Michael's got to run down on the inside into turn 1. And I think he's got the job done.
He has, yeah. Easy. So that's 30 positions now into P9. That's a pretty incredible run. That said, Tim Fuge has just gone flying back past him with a great rate of knots. So it's not over yet between these two. Good little battle down for the final positions in the top 10. Here's another one, Kevin Little and Kim Walls, who was spoken about in the chat earlier. Kim racing hard with Kevin Little here and gets out in front for 19th place. So gains for both these drivers, 1 for Kim, 6 spots up for Kevin into 20th now. Some other gains down the back there. Nathan Gardner, even though he's in 22nd place, he's still made up 18 spots starting at the back of the field. So you've got to be happy with that to some extent. But we are on the final lap of the race. We've got 45 seconds to go. We may get one more lap. They're 20% of the lap to finish here. And Luke Fit at the moment, 4 seconds in the lead. Let's see how close it's going to be. I reckon we're going to get one more lap. So just comes onto the pit straight now. The timer ticks down. Still 25 seconds to go, so we'll definitely see an extra lap. hopefully did put enough fuel, because that's where it can sometimes trick out your fuel calculators when it goes close to time certain. It gives you an extra lap. So 10 seconds till we go time certain now. This will be the final lap. White flag is out, and Fuge still fighting here with Fabian, who has got back in front again. So Fabian back into 9th place. He's still going to have one more last ditch dig at this, I presume, at the end of this straightaway.
Cheers, Daniel. All good.
Well, Luke, a fairly quiet final lap here because they're all sort of got their positions. There's not a lot under threat, so you know, the only thing under threat is a little bit of pressure for themselves. I'll be thinking, don't run off here, don't run wide, don't make a mistake. And of course, as soon as you think about a mistake, you usually make one.
Yep, that's it. And unlike the real race car, you're not going to be hearing nuts and bolts working their way loose or engines starting to sound a bit different, or do those mind games still play in the back of your head?
You're always expecting a disconnect, a force feedback failure, a pedal to stop working, or something. It's different, but it's the same.
Yep, and Timothy Schmallenberg from P6 has had a moment there. He'll drop out of the top 6 now, unfortunately. So that's just those last lap jitters. It's cost him an extra position and crucial points in the championship. But put your hands together for Luke Fitt. He's going to come up the checker flag here and take a win in race 1. Good job by a good 3.5 second margin. So healthy win there. P2 goes to Robbie Griffiths, and John Monday will round out your top 3. So fantastic racing for those guys. Brendan Jenner, good drive, 17 spots up into the top 4. So well done. Chris Barnes for Tanked SRT takes 5th ahead of Brant Johnson. Casey Atkins will take 7th. Schmallenberg and Fabian. There's a spinner at the end corner there. That was Fuge. Oh, Fuge has had a huge one on the final corner of the race. Can you believe? And will finish P12, if not more. He's going to drop way down the order because the whole field is going to filter through there. So I'm not sure what's happened to Fuge there, but he's had a Fuge accident.
Great race there, Rob.
Do it.
Get me on it.
Had to do it. Here it is. We'll have a look at that Fuge accident. Here it is. Was there another car involved? He had, in fact, he had
the first lap out of the pits.
the deadhead car behind him, and he's just going to lose the back end, is he? Yeah, he got over the curb, did it all by himself.
To report
Fuge!
car 3, lap 1. Sorry, it's a bit late, but busy.
So there you go. So, well done to Luke Fitt. We'll get some music on. He's
we got that.
heading back to the pits now, and we'll roll through those results.
Robert Griffiths and John Monday will next week be starting in gold because that's they get a free pass up to gold for
Podium.
winning silver each week.
There you go.
Great
That's
race, everyone.
good. Very good. We'll get the results up shortly as soon as iRacing make them available to us, but they'll be able to see how they go against the big league. Alright, so we've got to get a quick transition over to the next service shortly, but we will get some interviews underway whilst we're hopefully doing that transition. So I'm just waiting to see now when iRacing will give the results to me. They're not giving them yet, but Luke Fitt on your screen now confirmed the winner from the 060 Robbie Griffiths car, Fishy Motorsports, and Johnny Monday on the podium as well. We'll head over and well, hopefully they're going to join us. Dave, you'll let me know when they've rocked in.
I shall do.
No one in the green room yet, and iRacing has now given us the results. So here we go. Up on your screen, confirmed from iRacing, and obviously to be confirmed from the team once it's looked at later tonight. Any post-race penalties added, but this is how it stands with your top 3 covered by 10 seconds there, right down through the order there. A couple of really good results there, including Fabian up 31 positions, Johnson up 19 as well in the top 6. Nice effort, and a quick shout out to Nathan Gardner from the back of the field, made up half the field to 20th place, so well done.
I really felt for poor Tim Fuge in that last corner. That It's heartbreaking after racing hard for 35 minutes and throwing up the fence on the very last corner.
Especially when he was wheel to wheel so much as well. He was pushing super hard, so yeah, disappointing. Righto, we'll just wait now for the drivers to rock up. Whilst they're doing that, I might get the next server going, so we'll just put up a bit of a splash screen here for a moment, and I'll get that underway, Dave, but we'll wait and see Luke, Robbie and John for when they rock up. Now, you'll keep that finishing order on your screen, because I'm so
Yeah, I've got the finishing order on my screen.
I'm like a goldfish, mate. As soon as I head over now to load the next session, I'll already forget who's won or lost that one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you do that. I'll hold the fort.
Right, we still haven't got anyone in there, so they're taking their sweet time. Here we go. They're starting to rock in now. I'll let you interview a couple of these drivers once they rock in. Luke Fitt has joined us, so congratulations, Luke, on a fantastic performance, mate. How was it?
Yeah, great, mate. Interesting race. I wasn't that confident coming into this one, but glad I got the job done.
Well, Luke, from the flag, you hardly put a foot wrong. We didn't see a wheel in the grass. We didn't see have a moment. The car didn't look loose. It looked like you just cruised your way right through the whole race. So it was a nice display.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a few moments myself. Just bit moments, where you think, oh, I've come in here a bit hot. But apart from that, it was pretty smooth sailing. Apart from the pit stop, came in about a metre short. So I was a bit worried for a second there that I was going to lose my lead. But all's well that ends well.
Great drive. And Robert.
And we're going to grab him in. I'll grab him in now.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Here he is. Robert, he had a great race. Saw a lot of the back of Luke there. You probably know what the back of his car looks like now.
Yeah, cheers, Dave. It was good race. I was behind Joe there, not sure what happened to him. He disappeared, but mate, he kept me honest behind. And Luke, unfortunately, come out of the pits right on him, but then had massive half a dozen screen lock-ups through all the tight corners. So I just had to drop off before I fell off the track, unfortunately.
Bit like the real thing. A little malady come out, bit of a misfire, and away you go again.
Oh yeah, it certainly did. It wasn't too easy to drive.
So you're off to Gold for next week?
Yeah, I did spend a bit of time in Gold last season, but there's a fair few more fast guys in this season, so yeah, it'll be good though. I'll be up the back. There'll be no surprise about that. But
been pretty hot and competitive so far, so it'll be great to see how all three of you go next week in Gold.
Yeah, it was a good drive by Luke up the front there. He certainly had the wood on me, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how we go.
And John, third place on the podium. Well done, congratulations. How was your race?
Thanks. Yeah, no, it's good to bounce back after last week. So it was a bit lonely, to be honest with you. I was sort of chasing down the front guys a little bit, but they just had the pace and the legs, so I just kind of held on to it and tried not to take it off at turn 5, to be honest with you.
And had a good pit stop, no problems?
Yeah, beautiful. I hit the limiter probably a little bit early, which cost me a second or two, but ended up getting out again ahead of the guy that was initially ahead of me. So but all ran nicely. I think the only incident I really had just coming up on the back marker, I lost a couple of seconds because they sort of weaved across in front of me, and that was a bit of a precious set of underwear moment. But other than that, it was good.
Yeah, back markers aren't such a big problem here because it's such a long lap, so you don't see a lot of them, and it seems to give you a little bit of room to race, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's by the end, obviously the tyres are starting to go, so. But yeah, no, it was really good. I mean, the level of competition, obviously, in this season's really high. So, just happy to be up here, to be honest with you.
And next week off to Gold.
Yeah, excited about that. I like the longer race format, so I tend to do well in terms of long race pace. So, not the best qualifier.
And we're back on another oval next week. So, how'd you go with the oval last week?
You know what? I thought I was going to go terrible, but I actually had really, really good pace until I spun it on that safety car restart at the start. So that's on me, though.
All right, Luke. Anybody you want to thank for the race, sponsors, etc.?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Roo for putting on the series. It's my first time in the series. I'm really enjoying it so far. So thank him. thank you guys for broadcasting it. It's always nice to watch back. Also, thanks to simrigs.com, South Wales Lifts and Hoists, Ben Max Mechanical, Phoenix Smokers, and NP Designs, as well as all the boys at DPR for helping me out.
Gee, more sponsors than I've got on the real race car. Now, Robert, anybody you'd like to thank for the race tonight?
Yeah, mate. Fishy Motorsports have got a swag of sponsors. West End Motor Group, which includes Peugeot, Haval, Mazda and Isuzu, DC Shades, Infinity Designs, Precision Sim Training, Relax Marine and Game Fishing, Adrenaline Images, and Battery Warehouse at Early Beach. And of course, your good selves for the broadcast. It's fantastic every week. Very professional, and Roo for sticking it on. It's a great league, so great to be part of.
Awesome. And it sounds like you got a fair racing budget there with all those sponsors.
Yeah, it might not be too bad. I don't know. I'm not the boss.
And John, anybody that you'd like to thank for tonight?
I mean, look, you guys for putting this on. Definitely Tim Macro Racing. I work really closely with him on a lot of stuff. I prep his cars and things like that, and he's always been a big supporter of me in this sort of stuff, and I borrowed his livery. And yeah, just a big shout out to the boys at OCE Racing League, because they're watching and giving some views. So yeah, it's pretty much it.
Awesome. Great to see you guys. Great drive by all three of you tonight. Thrilled that you come along and support us every week, and look forward to the rest of the season with you guys getting yourselves on the podium again. So till the next one.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good racing.
Thanks, chaps.
Thanks, guys. We'll catch you next week.
Cheers.
Thanks, Dave, for doing the interviews. That was your top three from silver. Now we're in the gold server. We are live with the drivers who are just finishing their opening quali session about 2 minutes ago. So let's bring some times up on the screen. And you can see right now that it's, what is it? It's Roberts leading this by 8 1/1000ths of a second over Trevor Leonard. So it's going to be super close out there tonight.
Oh, mile. He's got an absolute country mile. 0.8 of a second. What is it? 0.8 of a tenth or something?
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. So, well, I guess we got to hope for a nice, clean start, unlike what we got in the silver race, which was a little bit chaotic.
Yeah, it was chaotic. Hopefully Gold were watching that and they've taken note and will act accordingly.
That's it, righto. We've got a couple of people out there to shout out to. Wackle says OCERL represent. Luke Plennisberg says, blimey, that was interesting. Going to sit back and chief the gold DSR. Shaka, what's that word there? Snacker Kanji boys with a packet of the sponsor product. Oh, that's right. They've got those awesome chips. The chips. They're going to send us some chips.
Chops.
Some chips. I actually can't wait, because they did say they were going to send some chips our way, and I'm looking forward to it. Mickey here, binned at hot lap, starting P33 for Mickey tonight, and binned it on the lap. So I think once the rules aren't they? Once you crash it in quali here, that's it.
Yeah, once you've gone off, damaged the car, if you can't get it back to the pits and repair it, and you have to tow, you're out of practice, just like the real thing.
Roberts just goes quicker again with a 57.5, 12 1/1000ths quicker than Leonard. Leonard in the chat predicts a crash at turn 3, lap 2. That's the prediction for Leonard, so that'll be interesting. Tyler Blackburn's P10 at this stage with just on 10 seconds to go. Lucas going to send me some chips. He said, send me an address and I'll send them tomorrow. Mate, that'd be awesome. Can I eat them live on air and crunch away?
Oh, great.
I'm usually pretty good at I mute my mic every time I swig my beer. Righto, so checker flag's out for quali. It looks like it's going to be Roberts, Leonard, Mara, Mikado, and then Court your top 5. So Diego Mikado's done a good job for RaceKraft. Another of the RaceKraft entries. We've got a stack of them out there tonight. And we also do have access to their Discord. So we'll head over there and have a quick look at them. I think how many have we got? Just 2 drivers giving us access. And there we are. There's young Kieran, who's getting himself hydrated, ready to go. And we've also got the other one is Trevor. So this is Trevor who is predicting that crash at turn 3, lap 2. Hopefully not, Trevor. Good luck, mate. Give us a wave if you can hear us. I think some of them are watching the broadcast, some of them are, but we are finished and almost set to go down to the grid now.
Yeah, I'm just having trouble getting the next one up. Luke, we'll be with you in a minute.
That's all right. Okay, so let's have a look at the times there. Look how close it is. The top 5 covered by 0.2 of a second. The top 10 under 0.4 of a second. So I think in silver, the top 10 was around a second. This is even tighter in the gold. We've got the top 20 separated by 0.6 of a second. We are going to be in for a really competitive night tonight. And yeah, it's going to be out of control trying to get this many cars down into the first corner without incident. Mickey's going to start from 34th in the pits. Oh, the livery hasn't come across, but Mickey has come across. Howdy, let's get set to go racing. This is going to be mega tonight, and the last preparations getting underway for our drivers before we go down to the track. Let's hope those liveries do come across. There's a lot of white cars sitting in that pit lane, but I'm sure they'll be ready to go shortly. And we'll be all good. Let's hope. We'll be all good. All good to get racing here for round number 2 in the Gold Series. Powered by FRG, of course. And what a fantastic league this is. If you want to get involved, go and click the link. And if you want to win that fantastic VRS prize, make sure you put in tonight's code word Michigan after Lake Michigan. And that is the code word to win yourself, or going the chance to win that fantastic prize from VRS. And a big thanks to RaceKraft, the naming rights sponsor, and also cool stickers. How cool is this? There it is.
We've got a bit of a prize there as well too.
Lovely stickers.
We've got the lovely stickers are offering some wheel sticker kits, some wheelbase kits, and some of that'll be for a viewer prize, and some of that will be for competitor prizes. But I've actually got a sticker kit on mine. I've got a full factory Porsche base and wheel, and the quality of the product they supply is absolutely superb. Looks fantastic, and you know, finish off your livery with the whole wheel in front of you is just superb. Yeah, it looks mega. Right, we're about to go to the grid now. We're just waiting on iRacing to kick it over, which it has. So here's your grid for the gold race tonight. 50-minute race. It will be Benny Roberts off the front row with Trevor Leonard. Jack Mara and Tiago will start from P4 on the grid. 5th will be Court with Fit, then it's Gardner. Wooten down there in 8th place. Mazoka and Blackburn running out your top 10. Rob Bowden will start from 11th with Newton alongside him. Ready to break some laws of physics, of course, with Clayton out of 13th. Hermanson starting from 14th. Evans and Hardy down in 16th. Tara Butler, he'll be serving everything up tonight from 18th with Senesi and Spash from 20th. I made a meal of that one. Maybe Butler can help me. Ireland out of 21st with Zani in 22nd. Then it's Roberts and Ellis down there in 24th. And 25th tonight on the grid is Bataille. He told me it was... That's it. He told me Silent J. And Batin. And then it's Wazelle Nikoloff down there in 27th. Edwards, Mitchell, Rawald. Mitchell a long way back there in 29th. Ryan Clements, O'Gorman, Robock, Jewel and Mabry down in 36th place to finish off the grid. 37th, Seaton Cooper, Batrill and Capel in race control. So there you go. It's a big field of cars once again. I think you'll find a couple of those guys like Chris Mitchell and that have actually failed to put in a qualifying lap, so they may have actually got an incident or had an accident during qualifying, because they wouldn't normally be that far back.
That is true, right? We're just waiting on 2 or 3 drivers to grid up, a minute and 50 seconds in, but the heart rate will be rising. Now surely you want to try and get at least through the first half a lap here without incident, because it's 50 minutes. It's not a 35-minute race like the silver session. This is 50 minutes and almost an enduro in these F3 cars for these guys.
Great to see Trevor Leonard and Jack Murray and Tiago Macedo giving Ben a real run for his money.
Let's hope so. Roberts he's been quick. He'll be hoping for some good luck tonight with the safety car if there is one. I'm sure there is. Rude Coister's just giving the final briefing now to
I love you all.
the drivers. Oh, I love you all. We heard there. He's being very nice tonight. Mitchell says, thanks, Dad. Righto, so we're all on the grid. We're all waiting. We'll hear the revs rise in a minute. Let's hope they get it hooked up. That wheel spin was so crucial for that driver in the silver that just went backwards and created, unfortunately, a huge accident. Let's hope we don't get that in this this gold round. Here we go. So on the grid, waiting for the green light. The revs rise here from what is a fantastic Road America circuit getaway. Roberts got away absolutely like a bullet out of a gun, and everyone has got away cleanly so far down the field. 40 competitors racing away down towards turn 1. Look at this, they're dicing 4 wide in the background, and Roberts will lead into turn 1. There is a car off. Wooten.
Straight off on turn.
Yeah, Wooten's in the fence, unfortunately, down there, so big incident for Wooten. Everyone else got away okay, though. Josh Fitt.
Oh, we got someone coming backwards over the hill.
Yeah, there's more incidents up the top, yep. 5 or 6 cars involved in that. Look at that.
That'll be another safety car. I don't know what happened there, but on the camera they just all came over the hill backwards first.
Yeah, Roberts out in front though, got away well. 0.4 of a second. We're waiting for that call for safety car.
Safety car.
And there you go. So full course caution on lap 1. As we saw in the goal, we'll get a chance now to go back and look at what went wrong and who caused that incident.
Now we got Jesse Butler backwards under the Corvette bridge as well.
Car 9, lap 1.
Yeah, so let's have a look here. Will Ryan and Nikoloff may have been involved in that early incident. Let's have a quick look.
Let's have a look.
Car 39, 76.
So we'll slow it down. The 111 in the middle is going to get pinched here, I think, by the 23 coming across. So we'll just roll it out a bit
I think
there.
there might be something up ahead because Sinisi in the red car. Let's see, we've got cars off on the left. Someone's going to spear back right across the field, I reckon. There we go. And that's it.
Yep. So it's the 521. 521 came back across the track, and that's the onboard with Will Ryan. Really unfortunate. So it was Lee Hardy. Lee Hardy, unfortunately, was the spinner. So we'll have another look at that from Lee's perspective and see what happened there. So here it is. This is Lee up ahead. He got turned around quite early. We'll roll it back a bit from there and see if there was early contact.
Did he get, I think he got touched on the way in, did he? Or has he just lost on it? No,
Yeah.
he's just lost on the brakes.
I don't know if there's a bit of net code there as well. The onboard might tell a story.
Safety car location.
A bit wide and got a bit loose in the dirty road.
Well, that's going to show us trees, but there's a...
Yeah.
Once he spears back onto the track from then on in, it's
chaos.
Right, so we're under full course caution as we were in the silver round tonight. Everything just getting slowed down and reset. Big thanks to Lockie.
They did get to turn 1 this time.
They did. Big thanks to Lockie in the safety car. And there's the view back from Roberts, who's got Trevor Leonard with him. The top 2 have held position. Tiago's up 1 spot into 3rd. Alex Court made a spot 2. It was Jack that dropped 2 spots in the opening exchange to be now sitting in 5th place.
Long way to go. These guys are, let the race come to them. Plenty of time. You got 50 minutes of racing to go. So.
Yep, Chris Mitchell hasn't made up any spots, still sitting in 29th. Mabry made up 8. Seaton made up 10. Looking through for some big numbers there. Brian Cooper up 14 into the top 24 now, so he got away well. And can you believe the safety car is already up into 34th? So there's 2, 4, 6 cars back in the pits that are actually behind the safety car on lap count.
Yeah, so one of the big winners of that starts Bailey Evans, who won last week.
Yep.
And Bailey's up into 8 from what, 33rd on the grid or something?
Bailey Evans up 7 positions, so...
7? I got 25 on mine. What's it saying 25?
No idea, but he started, from all accounts, he started 15th on the grid.
He's worth keeping an eye on after he won last week, so he's the series leader at the moment.
We'll just confirm that with the quali results coming up on the screen now, but Evans, I'm pretty sure, there he is, 15th on the grid there, just on half a second off. So he's moved up 7 positions, but yeah, he's in a good position if he can keep that up. Moving forward, the safety car flashing its headlights there. Roberts.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Roberts will be getting set for a restart, hopefully at the end of this lap. We're 5 minutes into this, so
Safety car will
45
speed
to
up
go.
140 maximum.
I'm going to guess that with that incident on turn 1, it'll probably be called a racing incident. I don't think anybody in particular will be penalised for that, would be my guess, because nobody really did anything wrong. It was just that's what happens in turn 1 occasionally.
Yeah.
Car 01, please hold speed no more than 100 kilometres an hour.
And Benny's machine cult livery there, looking fantastic out front.
Does look good.
Now Benny's been running the Australian Motorsport Confederation of Australian Motorsport, whatever it's called, Motorsport Australia these days, running an E-Series for open wheelers, and I think there's 5 guys qualified to go and do an Asia sort of Pacific Championship against India, Singapore, Hong Kong and everything. And first round, so Ben won the Australian Series to represent Australia. First round blew them all away.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's got some form as he gets away well. He got the jump there on Leonard and Tiago, which is perfect.
Tiago's got some goals in mind here. Here he comes. No, can't do it from there.
So further back, they all sweep through one this time. Much cleaner, I think, on the exit. There's Jewel, who's made up 13 positions already. Rewalt up 10 now into the top 20 for the Deadhead Pace Syndicate entry. Looking good, the number 17. Jesse Butler just behind as well, and Cooper up 15 spots into 23rd. Riso Gorman, another driver we expect to see just shuffle his way forward a bit through this order. And he's currently sitting in 24th place as we...
On the 3 abreast, no,
yeah,
that was always going to end up in an ugly mess. 3 abreast down into there.
Yeah, we got wheels off there. There's a car in the fence. Hermanson's in big trouble there, and that won't be moving on from there. That's broken.
Martin's in the. Oh, he's in the sandpit, and he's just been clobbered while sitting in the sandpit. It's Alex Court sitting in the sandpit, getting hit.
So is Scotty Barton. So he's got broken rear suspension. Hermanson's still in the fence, but yeah, Scott's going to have to try to limp that back to the pits. That doesn't... Oh, it's just broken the rear suspension as well, and we got another safety car. Oh, and he spun it around.
Safety cars breed safety cars.
I do, so I wonder what lap you can start to think about a pit stop to then get to the end of this race.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
36 have passed you under a yellow flag. Feel free to take a pace flag.
So that was Mickey just saying someone's passed, I think, under yellows here.
I think he said, I've passed you under yellows. You're welcome
giving the
to take
position
a
back.
place
There you go. So yeah, Greg Seaton taking the place back there. So good sportsmanship. And John Nikoloff sitting in 27th. Started 27th. Is I think the only driver that started and is still running in the position that they started, except for the top 2, Roberts and Leonard. And well, we haven't seen too much racing action yet without a safety car being out there. I'm sure the sponsors are happy though to see the beautiful Aston Martin driven by Lachlan Capel out there from Drop Bear Motorsport on loan here to FRG to drive this beautifully turned out safety car with the VRS and all the sponsors for the series on there. It looks incredible. So we've got the Mickey fan club out again tonight. Let's have a quick look at that car because I'm seeing a lot of comments saying the livery is Divine. Let's have a look. It's a flash-looking livery. Currently up 10 spots to Mickey to 24th. Up 10. Nice quick early start to the race. Kept out of trouble. I don't think there's a scratch on that car. I'm trying to get a shot from the side because I think the back end of the car. Yeah, look at that. It's got some great colours on there and great message as well for the team. And what a great looking race car. I'm not sure who painted that one. Mickey will let us know, but it looks incredible. Up 10 spots, just behind Greg Seaton, who's got an all black plain livery on that car running.
Looks like he needs some sponsors.
Does need some sponsors. I'll tell you what, some of these cars have got a plethora of sponsors, don't they, Dave? As you said, more than the real world.
They sure do.
I think this is a Ran McClurkin livery, this one.
It is. That's one of Rand's liveries, and Benny doing a nice job in it too.
Sure is. So, righto, we're getting set to go back to green at the end of this lap. Thank goodness, as the sun shines off the.
Let's hope we get a good clear run for a bit here now.
Yeah, track temp 26 has come down a little bit as well from what the silver had to deal with.
Now I see a Joshua fit out there. I wonder if that's got to be some relation to Luke fit, hasn't it?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, same livery too.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit of intra-family competition, I'd say, Luke.
Yeah. So did Trevor Lennon get his prediction right? He didn't get the second lap turn 3 incident, did he?
Hold speed no more than 100.
So Joshua Fitz running in 5th place. That's pretty good in gold.
Very good, yep.
Both on their debut season, so that's really impressive.
Yep. All right, let's get set for a restart. We've got Roberts. He's the safety car's now off in the distance.
Let's see if Trevor's a little bit wiser to him this time, because Ben got the jump on him last time.
He's gone early.
Gone early, yep.
Yeah, he went really early this time, so off he goes. And he straight away moves across to the right-hand side of the track to try and break the toe. As they race down the pit straight here, further back, they're closer. Mazoka's got a really good run on Bailey Evans. Here he goes. We'll jump on board with him. He goes to the left alongside. That's he should maybe be able to sweep around the outside here at 1, or will he be brave enough? He backs out of it. That opens the door for Bowden as well. Back on board with Bowden now, P9. And he's getting a little bit hungry as well on the back of Mazoka.
Bowden is another guy who did that Motorsport Australia series and did a really, really good job representing, or being an ex-F3A.
Oh, we got another crash.
Yeah, we do. I don't think that'll be a safety car. They're clearing off the road.
Chris Mitchell, one of those cars, unfortunately, spins around and...
Race control car ready to lap 5
Don't think he sounds happy.
He doesn't sound happy. You always know he's not happy when he reports like that. Very snappy with the vocal there.
Car 1 to 8. Turn 2.
So the cars definitely look more hooked up, and I think it's more to the fact that they're just driving it within the grip level of the tyres, these guys.
I'll have a look at what the track temperature is here now. The
It's
track's
26.
a bit colder, Luke. It's only 78 degrees Fahrenheit, so yeah, it's good. It's good 8 degrees cooler than it was in Silver, so that'll give a little bit more grip.
I think they still tended to race within the grip limitations, though, better these guys that just have a bit more experience.
Absolutely.
Drive-through penalty for Joe Terra, causing an incident on lap 1, so he's in a bit of strife.
So Ben and Trevor seem to be just able to just eke out a nice little lead over Tiago, and just started to romp away after just one lap. They'll pull a good second on him there. It'll be interesting to see what those lap times are. First flying lap, a 57.8 to Ben and a 58.2 to Trevor, and then the rest of them are back in the 59. So there you go, that's that second.
Yeah, Brad Wooten's got a towing without approval, drive-through penalty as well. He's in a bit of strife, and we're looking at Reese O'Gorman, who's got a shout-out from Luke on the chat saying, can I get some respect for my boy Reese O'Gorman driving like a beige Alonso in his prime? So he's up
Can someone tell me what a beige Alonso is?
I think beige is because of the colour of the car, and just Alonso is the love of Alonso. But yeah, up 20 spots into the top 13 is Reese, and driving like an absolute champion.
Beige and Alonso are just two things that don't seem to go together.
Yeah, he's driving well. They look at them 3 wide in the background there as well. That's Newton and Cooper and Edwards.
Oh,
Edwards at the back having a look. We'll just jump on board with him. And it turns it in. Different angles, different lines through the corner there, and a good exit. Yeah, good exit.
Hard place to pass up here. Oh, nice job up the inside.
Yeah, thank you very much, he says. So we do have a drone camera down the carousel. I haven't used it yet tonight because I keep showing trees every time I try and go and use it, but I can tell you that Joshy Fit is going around there now, and there is that shot. Just goes to show the load it puts on the left-hand tyres in particular around there. You're loading them up for a long portion of time.
Yeah. This is a big toe down here. Big toe.
So Jack Mara, here he goes.
Jack Mara's down the inside into Canada corner, and he's got him.
Yeah, so Fit goes back a position. Someone ran wide there off in the grass. That was Tiago throwing up some rocks and pebbles.
I think that's that little area there comes up through the trees. They call it Thunder Valley. So you can imagine with the big V8 engine cars, it would be like Thunder Valley. With this, it probably sounds like a swarm of mosquitoes.
So you'll get a good run back at him, Josh Fit. And you'll get the double toe, in fact, because Tiago's under some pressure from this man, Jack Mara.
I think Jack's going to have another one here.
Whoa, that was close. They almost swerved into each other down the pit straight.
Yeah, I think he's got him.
He has.
Around the outside.
Swings
Nice
through there
move.
beautifully. Yeah, good job.
Beautiful move. So that's 2 in a matter of corners.
So DSR Mara has had his vinegar and salt chips tonight. Chips, I should say. Vinegar and salt chips.
That puts Jack up onto the podium.
He's up.
Mind you, Jack, what time is it over there? It's about 25 past midnight over there.
What is it, Luke? I know Luke's in the chat. He'll tell us what time it is local time. It'll be, I think, 11:24.
Big moment.
Yeah. How did he hang on to that?
It just shows how hard he's actually driving that thing.
Yeah, that was mega. So we got Tanked SRT saying good luck to both the tank teams tonight. So good to have them watching along as a team and supporting the series. It's great to have their team involved. Robert's still out in front. It's cleared out 1.2 seconds now, so he is flying. Apparently,
He really is just class of the field at the moment, isn't he?
Apparently with the chips too, they put the vinegar in first. It's Luke Plymouth
I was
says that
reading
they said it wasn't possible to put the vinegar in first, but Uncle Kenny does do impossible things.
Here we go. Side by side down into Canada again. In fact, who's that trying to get up the middle as well? And down
Gardner's there. Oh, Gardner, there's contact, and Fitz gone off into the gravel trap there.
Oh, careful on the rejoin.
I reckon that'll be a penalty.
Nicely done. Don't know. It was certainly down the inside. The trouble was there was a car in the middle, so the guy on the outside was pretty unsighted when he turned in. So
see if we can jump on board and have a look.
Bit of a racing accident, I think.
So this was Fit. You'll see down the inside.
Yeah.
Bit of a bomb, bit of a dive bomb.
Was a bit of a bomb.
Adam Gardner's off too now. I can just see him dropping down the order. We'll try and flick across and
you just
go back to live.
Control and let him have a look at it.
So has Gardner got issues here? He's slowing down a bit. Just lost another position to Will Ryan. And he's back up to speed. He may have had a spin just at the final corner. But as I was saying, Roberts clearing out in front. His lap time of 1:57.7 last time around. That was just on 3/10 clear of anyone else.
Yeah, and then you've got Trevor Leonard in seconds running around that 1:58 dead, so he's within a half a second of him, but then everybody else is back in basically in the 59s.
Yeah, he just went on the grass there, lost a bit of momentum, which you don't want to do. Another of the RaceKraft cars, Alex Danny, is right behind Reese O'Gorman now. Let's ride on board and just watch his progress for a moment. Got a safety car out there, I just heard.
What have we got a safety car for, Luke? If we've all missed this one.
Yeah, I'm trying to find if there's a stricken car out there. Hardy did have a crash, so we'll have a quick look at that on a replay. I wonder if he's had a crash and then towed. So let's have a look at this. This was down into one, was it? Side by side. Bit of contact. Nope. Yeah, he'll spin it off there, and the trees again. This place is full of trees in my camera shots.
Now that's sitting in the middle of the road. That'll be a safety car.
Yeah, so that's why. Try and get you a close-up shot of that.
That'll be a safety car.
So another full course caution. What's that, number 3? That'll close things up, and surely we're getting close to a pit window now at 19, nearly 20 minutes into the race.
Got to be. And here comes Ben Roberts right in.
Yep.
So he's not going to get caught out like last week, being the last man in for a pit stop. He's going to be the first one in there and take advantage of whatever comes through this time. I think he learnt the lesson last week.
Yeah, Tiago stays out though, so Tiago's gone on to pick up the safety
Nikolai
car.
up around at Canada Corner in the middle of the road, but
Cara Walt says perfect safety car for fuel to get home as well.
I missed that you got cut off. Everyone, be quiet, please. Say again.
Rude trying to hear.
So Diego's leading. James, Mickey up into P3 now. And in fact, Rubok stopped on the first lap after an incident, but I don't think we'll be able to get home without fuel.
He won't be able to get home without fuel unless we keep getting these safety cars, and he might very well. They're charging. There's so many of them charging into the pits here.
Jesse Butler goes P4 now. Roberts did come out of the pits in P5, so that's worked out pretty well. And Leonard's just asking for race control to check position. I presume that's because he's come out of the pits very close to Greg Seaton, and he wants to know who was close there.
Can you check car 24 pit exit with car 23?
So he's come out, and Trevor's come out, and he's got Jack Mara right on his tail.
Yeah.
And Rob Bowden right on his tail. So that'll be a great little battle to watch as they go back to green. Will Ryan sitting on the back of the pack as well, and last week's winner Bailey Evans right behind him. So that's a hell of a battle pack, that lot.
Sure is. Rubok up into third now, and I was just reading some comments in the chat. All the fans are there once again. Red flag, Vicky's podium in goal. We've got to go home and save the shoeies. Let's go. So there's so many. Oh, I'm reading the thing and got that up on the screen. But yeah, so many fans for Mickey in this series, and Tiago. How about the nerves on the restart here for Tiago?
Yeah, and Mickey did a fabulous job last week. It was a great drive, and got himself a free ticket to gold this week and putting up another good show.
Great show.
So we've got Tiago going to lead off the restart, which will be interesting, unless he dives into the pits at the end of this lap. Although it would not be a smart move because the pack's all packed together, and you'll lose so much track position if you go into the pits now.
Pole position, but lap traffic may now unlap themselves.
Here we go. Lap traffic will unlap. So that'll bring a pile of people back onto the lead lap again too.
Yeah. So top 20 all bunched up. There goes one car going through to get their lap back. That was Hermanson, I think. Christopher Mitchell still on the lead lap, 25 seconds back. Just hasn't had a lot of good luck so far.
But that's not out of the game. That is far from out of the game. It's an easy going past. Take his lap back.
That red car that's going past doesn't seem to be a lap down on my relative.
Oh, somebody questioning whether he is a lap down.
Yeah, well that's definitely not a lap down. That car is now leading this race. So, not sure what the go is there with.
Well, yeah,
Sanisi.
He'll be probably a disqualification if that happens.
Yeah, so they've taken off.
You're going to have to let the whole field go past, man.
Of course. I was a lap down, so I'm very confused as to what's going on. Sorry.
He thinks he's a lap down?
So,
Don't pull over on the race line.
Go right, let them go past you.
So he's going to park it.
So that means another lap here under full course caution though. It's going to eat into the time.
Wow.
So Diego's just going to come into shot shortly down the back of the garage there.
So he's just got confused with the thinking he was a lap down when he wasn't a lap down.
Yep. can't get away with it in the digital age. Everyone knew.
So now we will, as you said, go. Looks like we'll go another whole lap, won't we?
Yeah.
Or someone cutting for the pits. That's
Jesse Butler.
yeah, unfortunate because at this speed and the cars all so close together, he'll go right to the back of the field.
So I'm picking up Chris Wazell now, who's out in front. So how are they going to sort this out?
Is he in the pits?
I don't know if this is.
I know. I've got him coming down the. He's coming down the.
Control, car 113 appears to be on the leader lap.
There you go. So
Yeah, car 113's gone down into turn 4 right now. So and he's trying to catch up with the leaders, but it appears he's a lap.
VR crashed at the exit and reload, so tell me what to do.
Oh, so he's saying his VR crashed. He actually exited and came back in.
On the right-hand side.
but how can they even do that?
Any chance I can retake
have no
my
idea.
position at the safety car?
You'll be at the back of the field, mate.
It's got me beat.
Copy.
So it's all happening here on lap 10, 25 minutes in to this 50-minute race.
Little bit of chaos and confusion, isn't there?
Sure is. Well, we've got a second here. I'm going to take a quick break for a couple of minutes, grab another beer, and we'll be back with you shortly in about 3 minutes to ready to go green.
Okay, see you in a minute.
Mark 521. Car number 5, you can retake position 3-1 above car 8-2. You can travel to front of car 8-2. Get that down. Everyone's in that place. Everyone's in that place.
Race control just confirming I'm going ahead of car 82.
Correct, stand up now. Right, you're down that position. Car 1-3 on position at speed of 100 max.
So the corrected leader of the race is Benjamin Roberts in 4th from the first 3 cars not having pitted yet, but they still may have a chance to do so later in the race and retain some sort of leading position. But they're taking the glory for the moment.
Yes, the safety car's in now, which is good. We're about to go back to green, which we are. Tiago will lead us away. And finally, back to some green flag racing.
979.
See what they're vocal on the race control channel tonight.
They sure are. I think lots and lots of chatter.
The cars will let the pass until the control line.
Half the problem is always the same thing. They don't read the rule booklet.
Yeah.
And Rue's just telling them, read the rule
Yeah,
book.
it might be nice if there's a gap between them and the car in front.
So Tiago's out in front. Handled the pressure of that restart really well.
Yeah, a bit of no man's land though, isn't it, with the pit stop still to come.
And now we've got Mickey there with Ben Roberts right on his tail. Oh, we've got someone round back at turn 2. Nick Bottrell round at turn 2 or 3. I think they call it 3 for some reason. I call it 2.
So Ruwalt under some pressure here as well for Mickey. They're doing a great job, and Roberts in behind P4.
Ben knows he doesn't have to fight it. He doesn't have to put the car in danger because these guys are not in the same race he is because they haven't been.
Yeah, they still need to stop in front. Rewalt hasn't stopped at all. Mickey stopped lap 1 to get the damage fixed. We'll be in some fuel trouble though towards the end of the race, no doubt. Tiago either has not stopped and will need fuel. He can't get home on an empty tank at the end of this one, but Roberts, as you say, needs to just bide his time now, wait for the right moment, possibly to see it out if he has to for another couple of laps till they do disappear off into the pits and get some fuel, but that's not the Roberts style, is it?
No, he's just been trying to position himself to get the run out of here and be able to make that move up the main straight.
So Roebuck under pressure here.
Straight line.
So going defensive. Here he goes.
Down the inside.
Roberts has a look. Roebuck leaves the door open. So close. Mickey loving the racing. Big smile on the face. That's what we want to see. Loving the racing and oh, sideways as well. Shakes the finger.
Bit of a movement on the way out, and he's right on Ben.
Wow, this is great. They're doing a good job here. Mickey.
Deep breathing there down the inside.
I'll tell you what, Roberts using all the track and more, and Roebuck back up into P3. Great racing.
They are racing for position, so he's got every right to battle him.
Roberts under pressure now from Leonard as well. Trevor firing all over the back of Ben Roberts.
Ben's in a difficult spot here because, you know, every time he tries to attack Mickey in front, you know, if it's unsuccessful, he comes under attack from behind. So he's really caught between a rock and a hard place right here.
Trevor Leonard, RaceKraft Gold driver. P5 probably will end up at least on the podium, you would think, if it goes on for another 20 minutes like this. There's other drivers in behind that have definitely got the ability to be there. Rob Bowden, one who's in 7th place. Dave Roberts.
And that's not me. I'm here.
No, it's not. Will Ryan's also back up into 9th place, but we'll need to stop again.
Ben's just picked off Mickey at the end of the back straight in the Canada corner. And now Jack Mara's putting quite a lot of pressure on Trevor Leonard.
Yep. Beige Alonso. I know that was Reese O'Gorman, but this is another Beige Alonso. Absolutely flying and getting a good tow now. Leonard will be under strife.
On the move on Leonard now, so. And Mickey's now back into the tow of Ben. Oh. I don't think he's going to get there, no. And Trevor Leonard just hangs on to that. Christian Hermanson grabbing a tow, obviously had an issue. Oh, Jack Mara a bit wide there out of turn 2. I'm going to call it 2.5, I think, Luke.
Let's have a quick look at the look of concentration
here.
Here
Comes Mara down the inside, and he's grabbed grabbed 4th place? 4th place.
This is Trevor Leonard. And let's have a look at the concentration on Leonard's face.
Yeah.
Not sure if that screen's actually frozen. I think it has.
Is he alive?
Does this man ever blink? Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he moves.
He's come back to life now. I think it's because I'm using this secondary Discord tonight. It's not enjoying it. 4,000 kilobytes, 4 million kilobytes a minute I'm uploading here tonight.
So the interesting thing here is that Mickey's really got the pace of the leaders. He's able to hang on to Ben, or he's dropping a little bit off now, but he's really got the pace of the leaders. He deserves to be at the front of the race.
Yeah.
And Jack Mara's on him now, so. So we've forgotten about Tiago's made himself a nice little gap out front, away from June Trelaw. And he's pulled out about a 2.5 gap there. And Ben's got that nice little bit of clear gap now. He can concentrate on catching June Trelaw and getting away from the battle behind. And here comes Jack Mara down the inside of Mickey into turn 1.
Hello.
And he's got the job done.
Yeah, good job. They've really stuck it out there. Mickey has been in this, you know, stepping up from silver into gold now and running in the top 5 wide was...
Big moment from James Rewalt in second place.
Yep. So...
that'll put Ben right on his tail, and I expect he'll go down the inside down here. Oh, there he goes right now.
Crash in the background, that's Trevor Leonard off, and possibly an impact with another car there. Was it Mickey, the other car involved? It is. Devastation. So, Mitchell as well now, not happy.
Chris is not having a happy night.
There is Chris, RaceKraft Simulations. And we might try and have a quick look at the incident first of all with Trevor Leonard. This is the Trevor Leonard incident first.
So we're on board with Trevor. Oh, so as he pulled across to the inside, Mickey pulled across to the inside to have a go at the guy in front of him, and it was all over. So it was a bit of a move under in braking.
And let's see what happens here with Christopher Mitchell. Is something secondary going to happen here with Mitchell? That's where he complained. I'm just going to back that up for a moment. There's definitely something with the rejoin here, I think.
It might be to do with the rejoin, because there you go.
Just packed it up for that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a...
It wasn't too bad.
I didn't think it was too bad. There's plenty of room.
Thiago still leads, 1.8 seconds, yet to stop. The top, the 2 of the top 3. Rewalt's the other one is yet to stop. Roberts looking pretty comfortable at this stage with just on 13 and a half to go. He looks like
he's got the race within his grasp, doesn't he?
Yes.
So then change, and now who's not pitted? So Jack.
Big crash.
Oh.
Ellis, there's someone else that's way down ahead of this in the fence there. Is it?
That looks like
CNC.
Is that a red car? It's an easy.
Yeah, it's an easy. Yep.
West Control, car 28.
And also Gardner. Gardner's in the sand.
Yeah, Adam Gardner in the sand there.
So
not too many wheels left on that one.
I think Kieran Ellis was the first. Let's have a look at that. We'll take it back a bit further from there. So, top of the hill.
Somebody's. Oh. So who is the pink RaceKraft car they're going round and round in circles?
Safety car, safety car.
We got a safety car.
We got a safety car again.
Trying to pick up which was the next car. We'll slow this down. And it was into the top, into the fence there. Kieran Ellis. Big crash for Kieran. And clipped his teammate as well.
28.
And this is the tanked SRT car. I think was just trying to avoid the incident and lost it.
That was Alex Newton in 28 in the RaceKraft car that got clipped.
Yeah, unfortunate. Gardner's out of this race, and that's why we're under another full course caution.
Yep.
It's, number 4, number 5 now? This will change things.
Will Ryan diving into the pits?
I wonder why Thiago didn't pit, though. Surely it was the time to do it there.
Wow, it's another safety car. Can he get there?
Don't know. That's an option.
He might be able to get there, because it's a long lap under safety car. You can save a lot of fuel in a lap round here.
Yeah, true. And this would be the 4th or 5th one.
4th or 5th lap under safety cars. He might be able to get there with a little bit of coasting and a bit of management on the car. He might be able to get to the flag without a stop.
But fuel saving with Ben Roberts behind you, that wouldn't be enjoyable.
I don't think that keeping Ben behind is part of that strategy. Because you'd have to drive the wheels off and you certainly wouldn't be saving fuel. But you may be able to eke out a podium finish without a pit stop.
Yeah. Hey, just Stephen tuning in from Peru at 6:30 a.m. there, so nice.
How cool is that?
Yeah, tuning in there. Carl Rewalt saying has Thiago and Rewalt really not pitted Haven't they got a mandatory pit stop, says Sher? Well, you've read the rule book, Dave. Do they need to have a mandatory pit stop?
The pit stop's not mandatory, but unless there's a lot of safety cars, you can't get through without it. So there's no need to make it mandatory.
Yep.
That's part of the strategy of the whole racing. So it's very rare that you can get through an F3A Gold event without pitting. It's only if there's a huge amount of safety cars and you're very, very, very smart with how you save the fuel that you can do it. It has been done, and that may very well be what TA goes up to, but it's not a mandatory stop. You're welcome to run out of fuel anytime you like.
It has happened too. Robert's keeping the tyres warm.
Yeah, it's one of the things here, because the temperature in the tyres is really important to these cars, and they're quite a light car, so they don't heat the tyre very quickly. It takes a lap or two to get some warmth into the tyre. So if you can keep it warm up to the restart, you get a really good advantage for the first lap or two.
Safety car will now speed
I'm
up.
hearing a car rev there and hit the limiter. Would that be someone trying to use up some fuel?
I can't imagine you use up fuel. That's very strange.
I could definitely hear a car hitting the limiter when we're on board with Thiago looking back. I was just wondering if maybe someone like Roberts, or, they've got excess fuel now because of all this fuel saving and they're trying to use a bit up.
Could be.
There it is again. You can just hear that. I'm trying to work out which car it is. I think it's Roberts. Have a listen on board. He's definitely up in a high gear there. Yeah, look, on the limiter.
Car 13, please hold speed level of 100.
I reckon he's trying to use fuel up.
Yeah. I noticed the other day when I was watching some of the pre-qualifying in the pit stop, Chris Mitchell was switching between first and second gear all the way up the pit lane with the pit limiter on, because he could get it to just tickle over the 44 to 45 miles an hour. It just gave him that extra, maybe a car or a car and a half length.
Yeah, it's a
advantage over pit lane. So
a well-known hack, that one.
There's lots of little tricks they pull like that make a difference.
It's on here for second, third, and fourth.
Yeah, car 147. You look at that restart, there was no way they were doing 100.
More issues on the restart with drivers claiming others not doing 100.
Well, they're supposed to keep position, but if they don't, they don't. We see that in the real world as well, where certain guys leave a big gap and just a bit of sleep when it comes back to green.
8 minutes to go. I tell you what, he'll need this to be perfectly timed for the last lap. If he gets that extra lap, he'll be in trouble. Thiago, if he is trying to push it to the full distance.
What's happened here is Jack Marra's actually jumped Ben Roberts in that altercation with Ben trying to go for the lead. Jack's actually jumped him as well. So now, currently, Jack's up into second and Ben's back to third.
Yep. James Rewalt still sitting in fourth as well.
Who's that around at turn 4? Seeing the middle of the road.
Josh Fitt?
I think it was. It looked like Joshua Fitt's livery. He's back going again now. Yes, it was Josh Fitt. How many? What have we got to go here now, Luke?
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
So that'll get us roughly 4 laps.
4 laps. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 3. It would depend, like I said, depend on that timing. Roberts sweeps back into second now, gets ahead of Jack Bowden and Rewald as well, side by side. This is close between them, gives him some space. James gave him some space there too, which was good driving.
Well, it's smart. Live to fight another day.
Copy 5-9.
Bailey Evans still sitting in P6, trying to get a run on the back of Rewalt, and Bowden will jump on board with him. He can see what's going on up ahead. He would love to be closer to a podium position, hoping someone else falls off the perch. And the way they're driving, that could still happen. Jack Marra still all over the back here of Benjamin and Roberts. Thiago, ignoring race control on lap 16, gets a drive-through penalty.
True penalty.
Let's listen to this.
Ignoring race control and going wherever you feel like it on lap 16.
Wonder what that was about. Wow. So lap 16 going wherever you feel like it was the... What's he done there?
I have no idea. I imagine it's someone else around. That's Mickey around coming onto the front straight.
So what would that directive be? Do you think that he has disobeyed there?
No, he's obviously been given an instruction by race control. I imagine it's to stay left. Because he was leading the field and let the cars by, and he's just driving wherever he wanted to and ignored race control. And I would imagine that he's been told more than once.
Edwards around 2 now. I wonder if was it anything to do with the speed on the restart?
Don't know.
Because I did hear someone talking about not holding 100.
Yes.
It was definitely under during the caution period. Showed us saying, was that under caution? Yeah, it was.
Chris Mitchell's on the chat again too.
There's Mitchell wheel to wheel at the moment with Ireland, and Blackburn's there as well. There's a gaggle of cars here fighting. This is pretty busy.
All over the road.
On board with Mitchell now, so he's back behind Blackburn. I think he's having to slow down here and redress, or he's got an issue. I wonder if he's got damage.
Something's not right because he doesn't seem to have any pace at all.
Yeah, Roberts leads the race now. Tiago comes in to serve that drive-through, and or does that mean he needs to drive through and then also another pit stop for fuel?
Well, he cannot take service during a drive-through penalty. So if he needs fuel, he'll have to come back and do that again.
Yeah, here's Riso Gorman fighting with Zanny.
So now we currently have Ben Roberts in front, Jack Marra running second, Rob Bowden up onto the podium in third, Rawalt back to fourth, Bailey Evans, last week's winner, in fifth, Trevor Leonard running second for so long now and sitting in sixth.
Well, he's got a 20-second time penalty, Leonard, so that'll drop him out of the top 10.
That'll drop him out of the top 10 as well. You've got Alex Zaney, Riso Gorman, Anthony Marzocca's had a great run up through the field into ninth, and Alex Court sitting there in 10th place at the moment. But that will be Dave Clements will take the 10th place, I imagine, when Trevor Leonard gets his penalty, because there's not a lot of gap there.
Yeah, good pass to them by Riso Gorman. We just saw him move up in the 7th, 26 positions for the beige legend tonight, and that's a really good fight. He is the biggest mover and shaker. James Rawalt, the next one, with 25 positions gained throughout the race. So both those drivers have absolutely flown through the field tonight like a hot knife through butter. We've only got 3 minutes to go. Roberts, half a lap to go here, so I'm just trying to work out the timing. We may go close to only doing one more lap after this. I think we'll get to.
But he's still got Jack Marra in a place that is, able to threaten him.
Yeah, and Jack actually took a little bit less fuel in the pit stop than Ben. So if they're tight on fuel at all, that means Ben can push a little bit harder. But Jack is all over him and will get the advantage at the toe up this big long straightaway.
Ben's very, very quick through that last corner on the straight though. Now Jack's got the toe up over the hill. Can he get down the inside before he gets to turn one? I think he's going to do it here. He's got...
He's out of the throttle there. He's out of the throttle for sure.
He's out of the throttle. So he's sitting there.
Yeah,
he's sitting on.
He doesn't want to lead just yet.
No.
So 57.4, new fastest lap of the race for Jack Marra on that lap. So 2/10 quicker than the previous lap then for Roberts, but almost identical in best lap times outright. But he is the quickest lap holder of this race in P2.
He's dropped back off Ben a bit there now through those first couple of corners. He's dropped back a bit. Ben's trying to make that break and give himself a bit of clear air and give him some breathing room for that last lap.
So just heard from Rue as well that it was the 13 took off without directive on the restart, so that's why he got that penalty. And that's I think we did hear someone complain about that.
Yep. All the procedures for restarts and the way the safety car behaves and what happens and how you're supposed to control the field and the instructions from race control are all documented in the rules. It's just these guys have just got to read them, because otherwise they're wasting their time. They put all that effort in, and just for not having read the rules of the process can ruin the entire night.
Yep, and James Rewalt did have to stop there on lap 19, and as the Carl said in the chat, that's the answer. Needed one more safety car to make the race without a stop, and yeah, probably. So we will get the white flag this time around. 1 to go. We've got 40 seconds to go. Much like the silver race, they're going to have to do that extra lap. So hopefully they're fueled for that. Roberts will cross the line here with just on 25 seconds to go, and start lap 21 with Jack Mara about 7/10ths behind. So he's dropped back on this lap. That was a 57.8 versus a 58.4 for the top two drivers on the penultimate lap of this race, as Trevor Leonard comes in to serve, I think, a penalty, or has come in the pits again, unfortunately. And wow, we've got a good battle on here for 5th place. Reese O'Gorman hanging on with Anthony, Alex, and Chris hot in tow.
Well, that's Anthony Mazzocca right on his tail there. And Anthony's had a great drive up through. A minute ago he was 9th, now he's 5th. And I think he's got ideas on 4th here.
Yep. He's having a look now.
Good run down the outside, but it's hard to do it from out there.
Half a lap to go for Roberts. Wag of the tail there for O'Gorman.
Moment there for O'Gorman on the way out, but he's got track position now. Oh, look out! Who's that up the inside there? That is Ireland, is it? Courtney Ireland.
Yeah, Chris Ireland's just gone through now into 7th. This is a time certain race, so we've surpassed that 50 minutes now. And
side by side through there is not easy.
This will be the final lap of the race, and Roberts comes down for the final time. 6:23's just got a warning there. That's Chris Ireland. There's a bit of chatter going on, I think, between those drivers. That's why.
Call what him,
The language, verbal abuse.
That's already been done, mate. Keep racing.
Righto, through the final corner, Roberts is going to take the checker flag here in the end.
With a beautiful display, fabulous drive.
Car 147,
Again, not a foot
same
wrong.
lap.
Yeah, in the end, Jack just couldn't keep with him on that final 2 laps.
Copy
And I
147.
think Jack said, I'll take second rather than end up in the fence trying to make first.
Yeah, Rob Bowden on the podium again. P3, great drive. And Bailey Evans finishes in 4th. What a good comeback there. Reese O'Gorman 5th.
That might give Bailey, retain the lead in the series for Bailey.
Could do, yeah. That's a good drive, up 11 spots for Bailey, so well done.
Race control, it's asking me to drive through due to...
So, race run and done. We'll have the results for you shortly, and we'll wrap it up here with some quick interviews as well.
I think we've got a couple of people run out of incident points, Luke, on the last lap.
Is that right? Robert's too strong. Will we get those well-known burnouts that he loves to do? We'll find out shortly, and we'll wrap it up, Dave. Been some good racing tonight. Great to have you in the comm box with me as well.
Thanks, Luke. Been a bit of fun.
Yeah, we'll see how long they take to get over here to join us.
I think Ben Roberts has run out of fuel about 500 metres past the finish line.
So we won't get the burnouts.
I don't think you mean burnouts. I think it's Ben that's run out of fuel. Oh, he's rolling down the hill now.
Right, it'll be a moment before race results are made available from iRacing because it needs everyone to finish the lap.
Yeah.
But as soon as it is, we'll confirm those across, and then obviously any post-race points will be, or incidents will be added later on, and you can always follow on with the FRG Facebook and see where the points are at. Of course, great series to be involved in. If you want to be involved, make sure you check it out. We've got that VRS competition too. Make sure you put in tonight's code word Michigan and get all over that to win that fantastic package for the end of season when that's drawn on the last race, as we always do. And I'll quickly bring that up on the screen so I can just run through a few of the latest entrants because it's always good to see. Roberts did get his burnout in, so good to see.
Yeah, he's out there in the grass doing it.
So the VRS comp, big thanks to Kevin Little, who's the latest person to put his name down to have a crack at that VRS comp. So get your names in now, and a big thanks to RaceKraft Simulators as well for being on board for this series. And of course, I'll flick up those lovely stickers once again. Go and check them out. They're very cool.
Follow Lovely Stickers FR on Instagram and Facebook for us. the more people that support it and follow those guys, the more benefit we get as a league and a series. So do us all a favour and go and follow them on Instagram and Facebook.
All right, very good. We're just waiting for the drivers to come through, but the race results have now been posted from iRacing, so here they are. Up on your screen, Roberts confirmed the winner from iRacing, 9/10 of a second over Jack Mara and Rob Bowden. Your top three as we flick down the order to the final places and the lower places there. Lots of good drivers sticking it out to the end, which is what we want to see. So congratulations to all of them. Righto. I'll tell you what, they take their sweet time getting across the podium, these guys. Here we go. Rob Bowden's joined us, so let's start in reverse order. P3 tonight, Rob Bowden for Tanked SRT. Congratulations, mate. Well done.
G'day, Luke. How we going?
Great, mate. I've got Dave Roberts here as well. So great racing tonight. A lot of safety cars. What was your thoughts on the evening?
A little scrappy on my end. Got into a couple of incidences I wished I didn't, but all in all, you just got to avoid all the big ones and watch them all fly off in front of you. And yeah, just found myself at the front, which from 11th starting, I didn't think I was going to happen tonight. But yeah, we got there. So yeah, it was good fun.
Beautiful job. And Jack, P2 tonight. Well done, mate, for DSR. Congratulations.
Dude, I'm chuffed with that. Me and Reese and the other DSR car, we jumped on for practice and quali just before, and we were nowhere, man. we were going to go back of the grid, start there, and see what happens. But no, really surprised with that pace and over the moon.
Great drive, mate. And Benny, you just held him off at the end there. You had to work for that tonight, and you got the good side of the safety cars tonight. That pit strategy worked out well.
Yeah, it's about time. I was really wanting to redeem myself from last week, especially after how good I was in pre-quali. So, yeah, I'm really proud of myself for this one.
Yeah, nice job. Right, we'll do some quick thank yous tonight, starting with our race winner, Benjamin Roberts. Who would you like to thank?
Big thanks to yourself, Luke, for broadcasting as always. All the guys at FRG for putting this on. I'd also like to thank Mini Muscle Cars, Dream Simulation, Machine Cult, Ben Hur Science, True Blue Electrics, and all the other competitors and everyone else for watching.
Fantastic drive tonight, mate. Well done. Jack, P2, who would you like to thank, mate?
Well, first of all, as always, ruin the team behind the scenes, dealing with all these. It sounds like there's plenty of incidents to go through, so but send those chips over quickly to keep them occupied. And yeah, quick shout out for Reese O'Gorman, man. I think he gained 28 spot in the race.
Yeah, good drive, eh?
So he did pretty awesome.
Hey, mate, tell us how they put the vinegar in before the salt.
Mate, that's top secret stuff. You know I can't tell you that.
I'm keen to try them, but the vinegar and salt chips.
Yeah, it's completely different. Different ball game.
It's making my taste buds just, tingle thinking about it.
We'll send them over quickly.
Sounds good, mate. And I said I'm going to crunch them on air just so people will check it out and see what they sound like too. Rob, mate, P3, who would you like to thank?
Yeah, just everyone from F3A. They all do a massive job through all there. So yourself as well, Luke. Appreciate your time as well. All the tank boys. We got 6 of us in 2 teams this time around. So it's actually a good time. Everybody on during the week, so it's good. And just the team sponsors, Dirt Division and BA Crocs, and my personal sponsors, DPO and Extreme Karts Warners Bay.
Well done to our top 3 tonight. Benjamin Roberts taking out the win from Jack Mara and Rob Bowden on the podium again. Congratulations, boys.
Here's Luke. Thank you.
Right, we'll throw it across to Roo. A busy night for you, mate, with 5 or so safety cars, or 6 safety cars, but you got there in the end, and Benjamin Roberts with a great win.
Yeah, he held out, didn't he? Got the safety car in the right spot this time, so that was good to see. Yeah, that was hectic. That was we've got a lot of work to do tomorrow. I saved a bottle of wine for tomorrow night, so I think it's going to be a long time.
Great.
But yeah, make good conditions. Where are we off to next week? We're back on a Roval next week, yeah?
We are. We're on the Texas
Speedway,
and it's a free one. So I heard a few people went out and bought the new one, which is a shame because there is no Roval on the new one. It's just the oval. So my heart goes out to them, and thank you for being so excited about racing here and going out and buying tracks. But it is a legacy one, so that's good for everyone. It's good news for everyone that doesn't want to buy a track and wants to come and race. They can just use the one. Yeah, they can get the one that they didn't have to pay for. And Texas is quite hectic. That infield, that little left to right infield. I think we're doing the medium for this one. Is going to be it's going to be fun.
And you got to wear your cowboy boots next week.
Yeah, and
Yeehaw! I will.
Did you say chaps as well?
Arseless. Yes, chaps. Yeah, chaps. Chaps, and I'll be eating ribs and some gumbo.
I was talking about the chips, and I say it chips.
Chops.
Isn't that right, Jack?
Yeah, chops, mate.
Chops. But yeah, you could also wear your chops as well next week.
I hope they travel pretty well because I'm expecting a delivery soon.
We'll put plenty of peanut thingamajigs in them.
Yeah, yum.
It's the way.
Well, we've got to wrap it up, man, but we're off to Texas next week for a Cowboy Week and away. But great night again with FRG powering this F3A series for round 2. Big thanks to Dave Roberts who joined me in the box too. It's good to have company, and well, we'll hit it up next week. Anything you want to say before we finish up, Dave?
Yeah, they're a great event tonight. Thank you to all the 80 guys who turned out and filled up the grid. And I'm just worried about how many are going to turn up at Texas next week and how many we can fit on a little Roval.
We will find out. And Rube, before we close it out, anything you want to say, mate? We did have Michigan as the code word for VRS tonight. Hopefully people have gone and stuck their name in.
Thanks, Rube.
Yeah, I heard someone comment about being in the wrong state, but it was about the lake. It was about the water. I just want to thank Dave Roberts. I want to thank Lachlan and Ty for being like the ultimate crew to run this thing, because I heard people saying thanks Rue, but that should extend to the rest of the crew because they put in tireless hours, just like It's not just me. It's all of them. So I want to thank all of them to make this possible.
You kind of
a bit like that figurehead on the front of the boat. It doesn't do anything, but sits there and looks good.
Yeah, I look good. I'm the wooden awesome statue at the front.
Rue and the crew. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week for FRG's powering F3A round number 3. Good night.
Cheers. Thanks,
awesome.
Luke.
See you next week.
Cheers.